what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
Not bad. Welcome, everybody, to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are aware every time we put out new content. And most importantly, share, tell a friend, have them join the conversation with us. Today, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Dallas, season 5, episode 7, Getting Weird in Austin.
Mhm.
I have one question for you.
Mhm.
Is this trip for Carrie's birthday?
That's what I took it as.
But didn't we already celebrate Carrie's birthday?
I don't know. For some reason, in the back of my mind, I thought it was for Brandy's birthday. I have no clue why, but I think this was for Carrie's birthday.
Why are we
Oh,
still celebrating her birthday? She had a
because
massive blowout.
right, and they did the whole San Tropez thing. They brought
Right.
San Tropez to her, but then I saw something in like article talking about this was the cast trip. I'm like, see.
Because it just came off with Carrie thanking everybody for being there and celebrating her birthday. I was like, wait,
Okay.
we did that already.
Exactly.
I find she's like super selfish and very self-absorbed. I'm not digging Carrie. I don't
Me neither.
see what others are seeing. I just don't.
No, it was completely yeah, it was annoying. So yeah, so basically the cast traveled to Austin to continue Carrie's birthday celebrations. That's what it was. It was a continuation of her
Why?
celebration. I don't know.
Why? Especially when there was a birthday in between. Like, I think that's overkill on Carrie. So what? She had a birthday. Like, millions of people have birthdays every day.
I mean, I understand it's her 50th and blah blah blah, but yeah, no. Sorry. So sorry.
Um, Okay, so the beginning of the episode is like all these women getting ready and talking to significant others and talking
Mhm.
about what they pack in and who they pack in and all sorts of foolishness. And basically, it's a road trip on a tour bus to go to Austin, Texas, where they're staying in a private estate. Um, when they get there, they realize that the bus can't go all the way down because of the road conditions and the bus weight. So them bitches gotta walk.
And heels. That
Uh-huh.
was hilarious. That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
And dragging their own suitcases.
That was too funny. Like, this is why you don't pack all that mess. Quit playing.
But the house was beautiful. It was called the Echelon. Jeff, the house manager, welcomes them with drinks. I love these houses with house managers. Oof. What have I been doing wrong all my life? Yeah, and it has lots of bedrooms, lots of living space. It has a boat dock with a little speedboat there, lots of lawn area. Really cool. I like it.
I wouldn't have left. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay here and have somebody pay for it. How about that? I mean, that'd be like the perfect place to go for like a 2 week vacation
Oh my
and do
God. And
nothing.
I love it when Brandy stripped off her old Dallas Cowboys travel jumpsuit to dive into the indoor pool. Love it.
Right?
This house is fully stocked, but it seemed like it was a little short on the bedrooms because weren't some of the ladies like sharing bedrooms? Because what's her name? Deandra and Tiffany seemed to be
I
sharing a
thought
bedroom.
I thought that was just Tiffany inviting Deandra to her room.
No,
That's what I
because
thought.
when Cameron and Carrie interrupted, um, they said, "How are you going to stay in here together?" And Tiffany said, "Look, there's plenty of room on the bed."
Oh.
I was like, "Why are
Mm,
they sharing rooms?"
right. I did a Marlo and just turned the living room into my bedroom.
Honestly, I would have went and gone and slept either by the pool or if it was cool enough out, warm enough outside, maybe go and lie down on the boat.
Mhm. That
But
would be interesting.
yeah, but it was. I guess we'll see if people stay, who's sharing where. Um, wait a minute. And when we went over to Stephanie's room, wasn't Stephanie and Brandy in the same room?
Yeah, as usual.
I think they're sharing.
Oh
And there are
well.
no friends on this trip, right?
No. Mm-mm.
I think they're sharing. Okay. So now that we've got the room set up, all confused. Um, what'd you think about their trip down on the bus? Like they seem to all be getting along. Tiffany's really making an effort because she had that call with Deandra, who, as a good friend, told her what was being said. So
Right.
she's really making an effort.
She just, I think she's just one of those people like who just never had, like she said, she never had a friend group. So
Mm-hmm.
her social, her social cues are off.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't understand because she never moved in a social circle that way, so she has no clue what to
Mm-hmm.
do. She's just thinking, well, I'm just being myself, but she's not picking up on the social cues
Mm-hmm.
of what to do, what to say, what not to say, things of that nature. So she's just struggling a little bit, and it
Mm-hmm.
really came across this episode, even though people have mentioned it in the comments before and in our chat, like, well, she's socially like awkward. I'm like, I really don't see it. She's being herself, but now with this, I'm like, oh, with the whole pizza party, I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Well,
I get
here's
it
the
now.
thing. Tiffany's a good girl. Like you said, she is socially awkward and she's not picking up on these social cues at all. However, once I love it how she took that feedback.
Right.
She didn't get all up into her feelings. What did she do? She absorbed it. Deandra told her that the girls felt that she was not a good host and that she did not make them feel welcome. Um, but what did she do? She goes, I've never had girlfriends. It's always been about school for her.
Mhm.
And so she sees this as her chance to have girlfriends. And she realizes it's not going well. She could sit there and argue and carry on if she wanted to, but instead, she recalibrates and she goes, okay, we're going on this trip. I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to try and fit in. You know, she really is struggling with this and she's trying so hard.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I don't think this is the friend group that is worth all that effort.
I would have to agree on that one.
Yeah. But anyway, they have the bus trip down. They seem to be happy. Brandy brings Captain Dick. Cameron is so shady. She said Deandra actually usually has more luggage than her because she brings an extra suitcase full of pills. That's so shady. What I was intrigued about was Deandra on the bus talking about all of the musicians that she slept with when she was a groupie, and none of these chicks knew who the hell she was talking about.
That was hilarious. That was too funny. You're like, who?
But I had to stop laughing because I knew who those bitches was. So, I'm
Right.
so old.
I knew
Oh
some
my
of them too. I
god.
was like, oh, okay.
I was like, damn. She was a hoe.
She was doing her thing when she was young.
Oh my god. Then the ladies go through what their favorite sex positions were. I didn't hear what Tiffany said, but I'm sure it was very medical. Of course, they walk down to the bus. They're settling into the house. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty of this episode, which was Deandra and Tiffany in their room talking privately. And I guess this friction that Deandra has with Carrie is coming to a head.
Right.
And I'll give credit to Tiffany. Tiffany not only is trying to struggle to fit into this group, but she wants to try to keep the group together. And she's like, she's really fighting for Carrie and Deandra to make amends.
Right. Agreed.
Cameron and Carrie come over to their room and they walk in, and it's kind of awkward. So, of course, Cameron and Carrie know that they were talking
Mhm.
about one of them or both. So they leave, but decide to eavesdrop outside. What was your thoughts about doing
That's
that?
why you don't eavesdrop, because that's why you don't eavesdrop. It's
Careful
akin
what
to
you're gonna hear.
it's akin to going to somebody's phone. You went
Mm-hmm.
looking for something and you found something. In the situation, you eavesdropped to hear what was said, and now you heard what was said. So you don't get to have hurt feelings, in my opinion. What you
True.
do in that situation is you just say, okay, this is how you feel. Cool. I'm a person who pulls back. It's like, okay. And then if that person who's talking about me notices a change in my behavior towards them, then they can come talk to me. We can have a conversation.
Here's my thing though. Did Deandra say anything that was so bad? Like she just
Nope.
said the truth.
Exactly. That's why I understand why Carrie was so pissed and why she was so mad. I was like, how are you mad? Like she didn't slander you, she didn't lie on you, she didn't spread any rumors on you. She just said how she felt from her perspective, and from what I can see, she's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and like she didn't even say it in a mean or vicious way. Like
She was just
she could have been,
frustrated.
yeah, you know, and I think when she was telling Tiffany, I think she was on like basically giving up on trying to rectify it because she just
Hmm.
was at her wit's end. She didn't know how to fix it, you
Yeah,
know?
she was frustrated. She was
Mhm.
and she's talking to her good friend, mind you, someone she's known longer than Carrie. Let's be
Mhm.
honest.
Mhm.
So for Carrie to be mad, it's like, you know what? You just want someone to be mad about. You just had this is gonna be your whole storyline for the whole season. Is you being mad at Deandra. So once you and Deandra
Mhm.
fall out, what else do you have going on? Are you gonna be
Oh,
like with
nothing.
Serena? Are you gonna be like the really Serena and use your daughter for a storyline for the whole season? Is that what we're doing here?
Probably.
She
Probably.
Carrie can go now.
Well, they hear what they hear. Cameron does say that Tiffany was nice in what she said about about Carrie. Um, at, I wasn't expecting that from Cam because Cam, I know, is gunning for Tiffany. And I figured she wouldn't have heard that. It would have been selective hearing, but at least she's honest in that. Carrie and Cam, they go over to Stephanie and Brandy's room, and Carrie start crying about what she overheard. Um, Brandy has a brilliant idea and says she thinks that she should confront Deandra at dinner. Uh,
How original.
well,
A
couldn't they wait
confrontation
till after they eat?
a confrontation at dinner.
I know.
Original.
Their first night. Like,
But
really?
Cam did say wait till after the dessert. Wait till dessert.
Yes. At
That
least
was good.
Cam wants to eat.
Right.
We go back to Tiffany and Deandra's room, and Deandra asked Tiffany to give her B12 shot because she hasn't had it in a while. And although I appreciate her wanting to keep up on her medical schedule, Deandra got a big ass. Oh
Yep.
my god. And she's not scared to show it.
No.
Lord, that was a lot of real estate out there.
That's why what's his name, Jeff? That's why he's been around so long. Come on now.
Damn. Wait,
And it's firm and it's firm too.
wait, Brandy, did she say what sex position she liked? Because let me
I,
tell you, oh, that
I
was
think
interesting.
I think I tuned out on that part.
Oh. Okay, so we get to everybody dresses up in like little cowboy outfits, cowgirl outfits.
Western
I
like
don't know.
Western wear. It sounds
Yeah.
like yeah. That's right. I think that's what they called it. Western wear. And Brandon, you spent $25 in boots. Quit playing.
No, cowboy boots are real expensive. They're real expensive.
Yeah. No.
I
Mm-mm.
thought that was cheap. Like if you get those custom ones
Okay.
with the exotic leathers,
Mm.
they go into the tens of thousands. Like the pair that Cam had on, I bet you those were super expensive.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of those boots are not mass manufactured. They're custom made to the individual.
Mm. Okay.
So like they cost
Okay.
buku bucks.
I could see. Okay, if they're custom made and blah blah blah, Italian leather. Okay, I'll go with it. $2,500 is cheap. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. I'll
I
give
don't
you
think you're gonna find any Italian leather on a Yeehaw custom
that.
boot.
Just saying. Whatever. Mm.
But no, yeah, they can get pricey. They can get pricey. But yeah, so they all get in their get-ups and they go out to dinner, which is on the lawn. Cute little, country table set up, nice. Um, Carrie is sorting out seating, like she don't want certain people around her. Mm. They go to play chicken shit bingo, which Stephanie is so proud of. There's a chicken coop with some numbers on the inside and some grains, and they put a chicken in. All of the girls are given numbers, and whichever number that is written on the bottom of the cage that the chicken shits on, that person wins. Carrie
Yeah.
won.
That was just. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I've never heard this before.
Let me tell you, Travis had that nailed on the spot from the beginning of the episode where I think he said something like, "That's stupid."
Right. Exactly. It's dumb.
Oh my God. But anyway, let's just note that none of the animals that appeared in this scene were harmed in any way.
Exactly. That's good.
um, so then they go and I guess they sit down and eat. Carrie stands up and does the toast. And this is why I asked you at the beginning if this was for Carrie's birthday, because she thanked everyone for coming. I'm just so over her birthday right now. I'm over her. But yet Carrie decides that she's gonna like start off with Deandra right at the beginning of this meal.
Yeah, completely unnecessary.
Apparently, like Deandra expresses to her that she feels like Carrie is displaying bullying behavior towards her. And Carrie's pretending like she can't understand what's being said.
Right.
Then the other ladies say, I don't like that word. Um,
But the funny thing is, you say you don't like that word, but you're not denouncing the action. So, which means you agree,
exactly.
which was annoying to me that they couldn't just say like, Carrie, yes, this is how you come across.
Right, but here's the thing. When they said I don't like that word, they're basically saying we're not validating your feelings, Deandra, because she was saying, I feel
Hmm.
like you are displaying bullying behavior towards me. And when
Right.
they all started saying, oh, I don't like using that word. That's no, no, no. That's nullifying her feelings.
Right. But that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Good point. But that's why I said like, well, you don't like the word, but you're not denouncing the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You're agreeing that she does display bully behavior, but you don't want to call it bullying because you don't like that word. You don't get to have it that way. You have to be honest.
See, I took it a step further. When they denounced that word and her feelings, they were taking Carrie's side.
I can see your perspective on that. I just didn't take it that way. I took it them just being cowards.
Maybe I'm just sitting too much in Deandra's spot because, like, if I had said that in a group of people who I thought were my friends or close to, um, and those words were said after what I said, I'd be like, fine, fuck it. Y'all on her side. I don't need to be around y'all. I can
Right?
go
No,
home.
exactly. That's a fair way to react.
Yeah,
It's just
my
the and,
credit card work now.
and I like D'Angelo. I like D'Angelo calling them out. Like it. You know it's true. You're just all too chicken shit to say anything. I'm like,
Mhm.
agreed. You're absolutely
Mhm.
right. Not like that from any of them.
Yep. And so Carrie admits that she heard what, Deandra and Tiffany were talking about in their room earlier. And Deandra says that she's full of BS because, Carrie never came to her directly to discuss what her issues were. And that's true. Neither one of them went to each other to try and
No,
discuss the issues.
even
They
when
just
Brandy
kept
tried.
on
Even,
Sniping. Yes.
even when Brandy
Mhm.
tried, and she was, they're just not gonna do it. Fine, whatever.
Mhm. Um, Deandra leaves. Tiffany goes after her and tries to get her to stay. Stephanie comes to the room and is also trying to get Deandra to stay, um, which leaves, Carrie and Cameron at the table. I don't know where Brandy is at this point, but Carrie and Cameron seem to be very happy that all of this is rolling down. I don't know what that accomplishes.
It's just well, Cameron and Deandra have their issues, so that's not surprising. And then of course Deandra and Carrie have their issues, and then Cameron has issues with Tiffany for some reason. Well, no, she feels that Tiffany looks down upon her, so she has issues with Tiffany. So yeah, of course she's
Mhm.
happy to see all the chaos go down.
Um, Stephanie says she's not going to call anybody a bully. Um, she goes back out to the table. Tiffany comes back out and starts crying for some reason,
For
saying
no
that
reason.
all the fighting reminds her of her parents fighting. Girl, no.
Next, next.
But you know what? What if I throw this out there? Maybe she's crying because she's seeing her one opportunity to have friends go down the toilet because
I
everybody's
can go with that.
fighting.
I can go with that. I can go with that your version, but not her version. No, Tiffany, but we can. Like you were doing real good
Yeah.
this episode.
Okay.
We gonna give you this. We gonna give you this mulligan for this episode. Don't do that again.
She's trying so hard to make this girl weekend work. I feel so bad for
Hmm.
her. So
Now if it had been like maybe a husband and wife like fighting in front of her, then you might be able to start crying and fall out. But you can't fall out between two friends who you barely know fighting. I'm sorry, no.
what did you think about Carrie saying that if Deandra wants to stay, she's gonna have to come and beg?
I laughed. I'm like, you're not that important.
Who organized this trip? It wasn't Carrie.
Stephanie and Cameron.
So shouldn't it be like if okay, since those two are the hosts, shouldn't they be trying to reconcile and salvage this trip? And if anybody needs to beg anyone to stay, I would think it would be the person who's in the argument begging to stay if they wanted to the host,
But
not
it's
to the
but
other
it's
person.
Carrie's trip. But the trip is for Carrie, so since it's for Carrie, it basically you kind of bend to the whims of the person who the
No,
trip is for. So,
no.
but but
I
Carrie's
don't
out of her
believe
mind.
this trip is for her. This is the cast girls trip.
It said that in the
I
article though.
I don't care. Her birthday is over. OVA.
No,
Over.
what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying in the article they said that the Austin trip. This is the cast trip,
Right, right. Not but what
right?
I'm saying it's not her
Her,
birthday trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're. I'm not sure why they're disguising the cast trip as an extension of Carrie's 50th
Because
birthday.
Carrie has taken it over and now the producers don't even can't even edit out these parts, and they're just stuck with it because Carrie's so freaking self-absorbed about her and her dumb birthday. Oh, I don't like her. I don't like her. Um, but this took Tiffany back when she started saying she gonna have to come and beg. Like that's like total mean girl right there.
Right. And you're not.
Um,
And when this is be clear. You're not important enough for someone to come back to stay at a party. I'm not going to stay to. I'm not going to beg you to stay on the cast trip. You've lost your mind.
well,
You've lost
basically,
your mind.
this is um Carrie then insults Tiffany and says, don't even bother crying to me. Like I'm not here for it at all. And I okay, I stopped watching Dallas because of Leanne and her behavior. And the more that I watch Carrie, because I don't remember her, like she wasn't on when I watched the show, but the
Hmm.
more I see of Carrie, the more it reminds me of Leanne and why I stopped watching the show.
At least the thing with Carrie is this: Leanne had some funny moments. To be honest, she had a big personality. She was funny. That's
Mhm.
just who Leanne is naturally. We could see that. We didn't always like it, but we could see it. Carrie, for me, seems to just be putting on for the camera. I saw that last season. I really didn't like her last season. She was neither here nor there for me. She was like maybe a step and a half above Teddy Mellencamp, but I don't like her this season. It's just like you're doing too much for no reason. Like wherever you're going
Yeah.
through, fine. Uh, we can respect it, but you don't lash out at people. So yeah, she can go now. Thank you. Next.
Honestly, I liked it better when Dallas was just full of airheads. Like Stephanie's an airhead, Brandy's an airhead, Cam is an airhead. Tiffany, although she's real educated, she can come off as an airhead because she's so socially inept, you know? Um, Carrie is just like
We need the old Carrie back. That's what we need. Let's leave it at
I
that.
don't know any other Carrie but this.
Carrie
And
Duber,
this
the first
oh,
Carrie,
oh yes,
her.
I liked her. She was an educated airhead too because she knew how to have fun, you know?
Yeah, I miss her.
I liked her. I forgot she used to be on this show.
hmm Season one,
She
season
was
two,
nice.
Friends
You
from
know
season
what?
three.
I think she had left my last season that I watched this
Gotcha.
because, like, I liked her. But they started talking about her husband and the medical practice and something that she did, like a relationship she had beforehand, something like that.
She
Like they
was
were
she was the mistress.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what that was.
They started getting into all of that.
Right.
And I was just like, is that really necessary?
It's not, but it's entertaining.
I didn't find it entertaining. I just wanted them to like drink, go out to eat, drink, have a party, drink. Like that's how I wanted Dallas to go. Perpetual drinking.
But yeah, Carrie, like I said, this Carrie can go. I really didn't. Like I said, I repeat, didn't really care for her last season. She was neither here nor there for me. This season, she can definitely go. Y'all
Yeah.
need to recast.
Yeah, she definitely brings a negative vibe and it puts a strain on the other women. Like you look at Stephanie's face, she wasn't happy. She was like,
Right.
"Why are we still doing this?" Like she said at the beginning in one of her confessionals, "Oh, this was funny when they were going back and forth at each other at the beginning. I don't think this is funny anymore. It's just
But
tiring."
right, but think about last season when Carrie was on her first season. She was kind of nitpicky and negative with Leanne, and it was easy to pick on Leanne due to the things she said. But now you take Leanne out of the situation. Carrie's still the same way she was last season, except worse, and now Leanne the target. So now, this, if people, in my opinion, and myself included,
Mhm,
you look at Carrie, she's still the same way she was with Leanne. Now it's just
mhm,
Deandra. So this is just who she is. This is just who she is. Because, like I said, the previous, um, Leanne put herself out there to be targeted, and it's easy
mhm.
to blame her. Now with no Leanne, we're still getting that same last season Carrie, but worse. So now I'm like, okay, let me take a step back and look. Okay, this really wasn't all on Leanne. Yes, Leanne said something she shouldn't have said. We all can agree to that. But now we need to really look at Carrie's behavior now. Now I'm looking at Carrie with a side eye. I'm like, you know what? You try to make it out the reason why you were the way you were because you were defending yourself. You were standing up to Leanne and blah, 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 blah. But now there's no Leanne and you're still acting the same way.
Well, I I don't know what happened with her in the end. I'll be very honest. And in this situation, I can see where they're both wrong. And it's all because of lack of communication. They both have
Right.
issues with each other and they won't sit down and talk and listen to the other person. They're just too busy like nitpicking and now screaming at each other. Is that getting them anywhere? No.
No.
Is it enjoyable for this viewer? Not really, because I wanted to see what was they were having for dinner.
Right.
But do I like Carrie and her behavior? No. Especially after this last dinner. No.
Mm-mm. No, no.
No. Like, no. Ugh,
Well,
she took
and
it
that's
too
what
far.
and that's where the episode ends, right?
Yes, it did. It ended.
Yeah.
Um, Let us know what you think about this particular episode. If you like our review, what there was of it, give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're made aware every time we drop new content. Most importantly, tell a friend, have them join the conversation. This was the Real Housewives of Dallas, season 5, episode 7, Getting Weird in Austin. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.